Week 1's almost in the books. We got the Sunday night game, the Monday night game to go. But we're going to take an early look at the waiver wire, see which players are trending, which players we're looking to pick up this week. We will look at the waiver wire relentlessly all week long to find you diamonds in the rough. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're helping you set your lineups by looking at the matchups. We're looking at the waiver wire more than anybody else, trying to find you those diamonds in the rough. On top of that, we're doing player deep dives every single day and going over clips and games. Click that button, stop missing out. Our first waiver wire dandy of the year in this early waiver wire series, Marquise Hollywood Brown. And unfortunately, Xavier Worthy is going to be out for a bit. Looks like he doesn't need surgery, so maybe he's back sooner than later. Hollywood Brown steps up here. He stepped up against the Chargers, 16 targets, 10 catches, 99 yards. This is a team that's going to move the football. He's got a good rapport with Patrick Mahomes. Rashee Rice ain't coming back till week 6. He's going to get some opportunities. You got some good matchups coming up. You got the Giants. You got Philly. He's going to be heavily looked at off the waiver wire this week. Daniel Jones cashed this game against the Dolphins. We do have the Broncos coming up, and then Tennessee on the road. Then we got the Rams on the road. But he's got weapons, and all he has to do is facilitate the football. He doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. He just has to facilitate the football, make a few key plays, run with it, because he will get you some rushing production, 26 yards on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns today. But he's got wide receivers for days. He's got 4 good wide receivers in Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren. He has one of the better staffs in the league. He's stuffed from running back to tight end to his wide receiver 4. Like, Daniel Jones has a lot of opportunity here to get back on that horse and be a very productive quarterback in the league. Dylan Sampson looked like the better running back today, catching balls out of the backfield, 8 targets, 8 catches, 64 yards. 29 rushing yards. It is the Browns. It is the Browns. But going back to camp, we said they were the Bash Bros. Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson back during rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs before the incident. If Judkins is there, you want to look at him. Don't be fooled off with Sampson too. We look for both of these guys to be fantasy relevant throughout their years there with the Browns. Harold Fannin too, another rookie that's hitting. And this was a tight end that killed it at Bowling Green. He's going to be up and down. May not be the best play every single week for redraft. He might be a gamble dart throw. But if you need one, here you go, because you got the Chief there. You got some competition in offense. On top of that, it is the Browns, but they're going to be in some weird game scripts because of how they play ball. And they are the Browns. They're just going to have to tough it up in some of these weird game scripts. This game script had a high over-under going in. But Harold Fannin, 9 targets in his debut. Noah Fant with the Bengals, 5 targets, 4 balls caught, 26 yards, and a touchdown. He's at least going to be used in the red zone area. Good size, just athleticism. Him and Gesicki are going to be nightmares for defenses. If you want to look at Gesicki too, because last year he was a hitter, but I'm looking at these tight ends. They're going to get it off and on throughout the year. Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers went out. We do not know how bad that's going to be. It looks bad. I got the video on that. Go check it out. If you want to know if you have Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer at one time at Notre Dame was one of the top tight ends in all of college football. And Michael Mayer might be in position to get reps here as a starting tight end. Could see some value for it. If you lost Brock Bowers, this is the guy to look at here in the offense. They could also split some of these targets with the wide receivers. Kayshon Boutte's back. Kayshon Boutte hit. And Boutte last year was leading the team in routes ran week after week after week for like 8 to 9 weeks straight. So Kayshon Boutte's back at it. He's getting better. One of the top wide receivers in all of college football. This is a story that I love to tell because this is a wide receiver that got hurt, looked like his career was about over with, and then climbed his way back up. We're rooting for Kayshon Boutte. He's a guy to look at off the waiver wire. Going to be a cheap get off the fab too, but should be getting targets and running a lot of routes throughout the season here with the Patriots. You got Miami coming up. They're leaking fantasy points right now. Trey Benson got some work. He's explosive, and I said he's a top-tier handcuff. If he's sitting there on waivers, you better pick him up if you got James Conner because he's explosive. He got 1 target, 8 carries. Not a lot, but this is a top-tier lottery ticket handcuff. Juwan Johnson got targeted 11 times. This latest news article here offers little fantasy value. I think 11 targets at the tight end spot is a lot of value. 8 catches, 76 yards, and these game scripts are going to break for the Saints. If you're looking for a random tight end, you got some of these game scripts here, especially that Giants game, Bears on the road. That Niners game could get interesting. There's some games here where he's going to hit for you. The tight end position is by default fluky. He could be fluky up and down all year, but again, he's free, he's cheap, he's off the waiver wire. Jonnu Smith getting work. This is a tight end day. Another tight end that we're looking at, and Arthur Smith loves him. He brought him back. 6 targets, 5 catches, 15 yards, and a touchdown. I want to watch more of his volume, but if you're in a pinch, you're looking at the matchups here, and you want to pick him up, go ahead if you're hurting that bad at tight end. And you got to look at tight ends if you got Brock Bowers. You got some to look at, you got some to choose and pick up, and we're going to go deeper at these tight ends throughout the week because it looks like it's going to be a tight end waiver wire. Calvin Austin got some work today. 6 targets, 4 catches, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. He's got speed to burn. And if they're covering DK Metcalf with a safety over top, he might be the outlet for them, a wide receiver to pay attention to, as he presents a lot of upside per play. Wan'Dale Robinson, no matter who the quarterback is getting targets and getting opportunity. He doesn't get deep targets downfield, so he does have to score touchdowns for him to be viable. He did score 11.5 fantasy points, which is okay. Not enough to win it for you, but that workload and volume's there. He's going to be cheap. You do not have to use a lot of fab to get him. Minimal fab, but you're going to get workload from him throughout the year on the opposite side of Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is going to see the touches. He's going to see the coverage. Brenton Strange, another tight end. Another tight end. 4 targets, though. I want to watch him get more work before I really pick him up. But if you're in a deeper league, or if you're liking the matchup against the Bengals, because they allowed targets to tight ends today, they sure did. Maybe you pick up Brenton Strange because there could be volume in this offense. Hunter Renfro. Xavier Legette too, but I expect him to be rostered. But I catch a lot of questions. Xavier Legette also by proxy because he also got targets, but he got 6 targets in this matchup. I do not know if you want to go deep on Panthers wide receivers right now. You want to see things through with Bryce Young and the offensive line there. T-Mac got 9 targets in this game, so he is getting a ton of targets. It's just things ain't clicking yet with the flow of the offense. But in some of these games, it's going to click. In some of these games, there's going to be some upside. And Renfro, maybe great for DFS down the line in the future as a what-the-heck play on the cheap. But again, a wide receiver to look at. Quentin Johnston, I didn't forget about you, dude. 7 targets, 5 balls caught, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's going to be a big pickup. He's going to be expensive off the waiver wire. Is he going to be worth it? Beauty is going to be in the eyes of the beholder here. He's going to be volatile in some of these matchups. Some of these matchups are going to be a Keenan Allen game. Some of these matchups it's going to be a Ladd McConkey game. It's going to be rare when you see all 3 wide receivers be useful in fantasy football. But he's going to have his moments this year. And he's going to be getting deep shots downfield, creating separation. If he gets those red zone looks, he's going to be nasty. He's going to have a few more big weeks this year. I can definitely say that. 3, 5 more, something like that. He will have some down weeks due to competition and targets in the offense, but I look for him to improve from last year. Keenan Allen got 10 targets. He's the man. He's going to soak up the short and shallow targets in this offense, creating separation. He's going to get volume. He's going to be an easy pickup. You're going to throw him in your lineups every week to see what happens. He is a starting wide receiver for many weeks, depending on your roster and who you got. But Keenan Allen looks like he's in line to be a big cog in the Chargers machine here. JuJu Smith-Schuster's back. I'm not going after him, but if you're looking for ancillary pass catchers here for the Chiefs, this is a wide receiver to look at that's on the cheap that you do not have to bid up fab for. And you know the Chiefs are going to be in matchups where they got to spread the ball around. He could get lucky for Hugh. He got a little bit lucky last week, but not really enough. 10.5 points. Tyquan Thornton, same realm. He didn't splash last week, but he was killing it in preseason, getting deep balls downfield. He's another cheap acquisition that might be able to help you out in some of these matchups as they're locking down Marquise Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce, And you know Patrick Mahomes is very efficient moving the ball around. He doesn't care as long as you're open. He could be getting some moments here and there in some of these games. Cedric Tillman, 8 targets in this matchup. He should be rostered. That's why he's at the end here. I just remember like, hey, maybe somebody doesn't, but he should be rostered. But if not, pick him up. He would be a priority pickup if he's sitting there. 8 targets in this matchup. Flacco is going to sling the rock downfield in a lot of these matchups. It's going to be up and down. The Browns are up and down. But hey, he's free, and I expect any wide receiver off the waiver wire to be volatile going forward. But you're going to see good workload from Cedric Tillman. Those are the plays off the waiver wire. We're looking early, trying to find those diamonds in the rough. I'll be back with more waiver wire content throughout the week. Going deeper, we'll have wide receiver videos, running back videos, and then we'll have one all the way up till Wednesday and Thursday, helping you find those gems off the waiver wire. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.